Sergeant at Arms today too.
Okay.
So
if I wear my glasses,
after we do the invocation and the prayer and the pledge, then
but I can still read stuff.
we'll do the introductions. About people raise their hand, just take the microphone.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's it. Okay.
It's really simple.
And somebody else is doing the God Bless America national anthem, right?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Yes, my mom did that. So one's for close and one's for far. This is true. This is not a lie.
Really? Yep.
This is true. And your brain works it out. It takes a couple days, right?
Isn't that amazing? It's ridiculous.
Your brain works it out. And
Yeah.
you don't,
I'll eat it after
when you look up, you look at focusing on one eye.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, just once the show gets going, then I'll
So, oh,
Mike, okay, great.
now,
Okay.
do you need glasses yet?
Reading glasses?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How old are you now?
48.
Okay, oh, same age. So yeah, I needed like 40. It went gone. Like,
Oh, okay. For the, you bought the reading glasses? Mine was more like about 45.
really?
Yes, when do they do that?
Welcome to the fabulous Las Vegas Rotary Club. For this Rotary year, Rotary International President Barry Rassin asks us to be people of action and to be the inspiration. This club's continuing mission to teach youth to succeed through literacy, education, and life skills development is the inspiration that President Rassin asks of us. And the numerous local and international projects that we participate in and support are the action that he asks us to take. My name is Jim Kohl, and I thank you for the honor and the privilege of serving as the 96th president of the best Rotary Club in the world. As we do at this time, those of you who are on Facebook, I encourage you to take out your phone, pick up our live stream, and share it with your friends. On this day in history, in 1540, the Jesuit order was established when it received its charter from Pope Paul III. In 1779, the Continental Congress appointed John Adams to travel to France to negotiate treaties of peace with the British. In 1930, Bobby Jones won the U.S. Amateur title. In 1940, the Tripartite Pact was signed by Germany, Italy, and Japan. That didn't go so well for them. Just so you know, in Louisiana, biting someone with your natural teeth constitutes simple assault, but biting someone with your false teeth classifies as aggravated assault. At this time, I'd like to invite Blake Myers to the front.
A year and two weeks ago, I had written a prayer which I was scheduled to give here on October the 3rd. And then October the 1st happened. A day that will live in our memories, in our hearts forever. One of the worst tragedies this country has ever seen. As we approach the one-year anniversary in a few days of that horrible event, I hope you will join me in prayer as I excerpt the invocation that I wrote on that occasion almost a year ago. Heavenly Father, today our hearts are heavy. No matter how articulate we may be, there are times when words fail us. How do we make sense of what has taken place in our community? How do we cope with an event that strains our faith in humanity? We search for answers in our souls. Psalm 46 begins, God is our refuge and strength, and everlasting help in trouble. O God, our faith is shaken. Grief envelops us, though we cry out in reaction to such an unspeakable horror. Help us to emerge from this dark hour with faith in a better tomorrow. Give comfort to all the bereaved. Bolster our resolve to seek a world without conflict and strife. Endow us with the wisdom to set aside the differences among us. And let us pray that the day will come when peace and understanding reign supreme and man's inhumanity against man vanishes from the earth. Amen.
Thank you. Arleen?
I told Jim that I was looking for a luck song, but I didn't find one, and he suggested Luck Be a Lady Tonight, today. I don't know the words, so let's just do God Bless America. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance. Thank you. Please be seated. At this time, I'd like to introduce the International Rotarians, visiting Rotarians, and guest Rotarians. As we always do, please hold your applause until the end for all of the visitors that we have here today. So, do we have any international Rotarians today? No internationals. How about visiting Rotarians? If you could raise your hands, please.
Hi.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm Kirk Bailey from the Rotary Club of Reno. My classification is publishing.
Kurt, welcome.
They're not Rotarians, but they're guests.
Guests as well. Non-Rotarians, but guests, or do we wait for those?
He could introduce his guest at this time. It'd just be a little simpler.
So I'm here in Vegas expanding my business and mentioned to my local partners here that I was going to a Rotary luncheon, and they said, "What is Rotary?" I said, "That is a great question. I'm so glad you asked. Let me show you." So this is Spiros and Eleni Filios. They're local Las Vegas people.
Welcome.
Visiting?
Yes, visiting Rotarians, if you could raise your hands, please. Visiting Rotarians, we have back here.
Hi, I'm Kathy Mann. My classification is pediatric ophthalmology, and I'm retired, and I belong to Las Vegas 1. And it's nice to be here.
And welcome back. It's great to see you. Other visiting Rotarians?
All the way in the back. Hold on. Where were you? Where were you? There you. Where were you? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. No?
Okay, guests of Rotarians.
Oh, you're not. He's not a Rotarian yet, but you're a guest. Welcome. Welcome.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Good morning, fellow Rotarians. My name is Bill Houghton with Horizon Print Solutions, and I'm really pleased today to introduce Jill Gibson with Enterprise Car Sales, very longtime friend, great client of Horizon, and a potential member for our club. So please welcome her.
Welcome. Other guests today of Rotarians, guests of Rotarians.
Where were you earlier when I was walking by you?
I tried to trip you. Hello, Mr. President. I'm Paul Maffey, and I have with me my guests are my daughter, Catherine Gillette, who is classmate with the speaker, Pat Miller, in high school. And then I have my brother, John Maffey, here from Pennsylvania, who was at the security convention, and he just bought the winning ticket for the raffle.
Fantastic. Welcome.
Folks, I'm Ted. I'm here with Shel Goldberg and his wife. They were here several weeks ago, very interested in becoming members of this club. We're going to talk afterwards. He's an entrepreneur's entrepreneur and married to his beautiful bride many years. So, welcome, Shel. We'll talk later.
Welcome.
No pressure. Any more? Okay.
I would like to welcome back Debbie Donaldson. It's so good to see you. And many of us stay caught up with, yay, look at that. So Debbie's organization is B2B Entrepreneur. So it's great catching up with you a little bit, and I look forward to more at the end of lunch.
Hi, I'd like to introduce my dear friend from high school and probably earlier than that, Kathy Dean. She's visiting from Northern California, Aptos, for the week, and I'm really happy to have her here to meet my friends.
Welcome. Thank you. Further guests of Rotarians. Jennifer, could you take a moment to just introduce yourself to the club?
Sure. Hi, my name is Jennifer Lier. I am a guest of Janice Linke, and of course being here with you guys here at Rotary. And I grew up here in Las Vegas. I run a speakers bureau called National Keynote Speakers. I was a headline singer for 25 years, so I'm deeply niched into the city of Las Vegas. I'm also a former Miss Nevada, top 10 at Miss America, and Nevada is my home. Las Vegas is my city, and I'm proud to be here.
Welcome. Just 1 second. We'll just introduce the head table, then we'll have a round of applause for everybody. So sitting at the head table, directly catty corner for me is Michael Williams. Michael is a teacher of transcendental meditation. He's done that for 43 years. His students include Siegfried and Roy, the Beach Boys, and the Killers. He's an award-winning master gardener. And Michael is the oldest certified Zumba fitness instructor in the United States. That's fantastic. Yeah. Seated next to Michael on his left is Elizabeth Harlow. She's one of our speakers today from MGM Park. And seated to her left is Patrick Miller, also from MGM Park and a speaker. Please join me for a round of applause for all of our visitors today. I'd like to thank the Rotarians who helped today. Set up today was Kirk Alexander and Jamie Goldsmith. Greeters were Cedric Kane and Marcella Gill. Invocation by Blake Myers. Song leader was Arleen Sirois. Teardown is going to be Michael Williams and Chan Lamb. Our Sergeant at Arms, again, thank you, Jennifer. Photographer this week is Jim Tucker. And that's it for the moment. At this time, can I call Michael Cudiamat and Melanie Muldowney to the front, please?
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Melanie Muldowney. I've been a member of this club for 8 years, and I am now the International Service Chair for our Board of Directors, a director. And it's my pleasure to announce that one of our members approached us with an opportunity to help a medical mission in the Philippines, and the board was graciously allowed to do that for him. And so we're presenting him a check for $1,200 for his medical mission in the Philippines. And
on behalf of my organization, the Tau Omega Mu International, I would like to thank the Board of Directors and President Jim Kohl for supporting the medical mission. This is a medical surgical mission, a 5-day surgical medical mission. We're looking at about 1,000 patients, 200 per day, and about 100 to 200 surgeries. Cataract extraction alone, there's about 50 who's already scheduled. So it's a big thing. The Central Philippines is the place where we're going to do it. This is the place where 5 years ago, if you remember, there was a super typhoon. They were affected. Now, 5 years later, the huge NGOs are pulling out. So we're coming in just in time to see what the needs are. So again, thank you very much for Rotary Las Vegas.
And when Michael returns, he will bring pictures and updates, and he'll give us another presentation about the mission when he returns. So thank you.
Thank you very much. This time we're going to break for fellowship.
Just until $25,000. Got it.
Maybe this is the game.
Congratulations.
I mean, I don't know if a game is playing, but.
Okay.
Directly behind it.
Jim's Jennifer. Rotary meeting? It is. Is this your first Rotary meeting?
Yeah. I did the event video.
The event, but the actual meeting? Awesome. I've been to a handful. It's been
Are you a Rotary member?
I'm not a Rotary member. Are you recruiting? Oh, I used to be a membership. She's like, always recruiting?
No, I'm laughing because I was a membership chair for 4 years, and now I'm on the foundation board, so we were meeting once a quarter.
Oh, good for you.
It really makes me so happy.
How's business?
Good. Really good. That is not true. No, I told her she can't do it.
Congratulations.
It was,
Who'd you get?
it was what I was asking you to do, Maryland.
Who'd you get to do it?
Nicole.
Oh, yeah, she'll be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's that classic happy birthday Marilyn.
Yeah.
She'll be
And that's kind of what this is on a cake.
Yeah. That's great.
Dean Martin.
The Supremes.
Supreme.
The full
Wow.
Supremes, right?
Beatles tribute.
And
Showgirls.
Elvis.
Elvis.
There is a flash mob.
Who?
There is a flash mob. We're not doing it.
After all that, the client promised me she wouldn't use any other entertainment, and we found out she bringing them. Oh, and the dancers were doing
Oh,
a flash
yeah.
mob from the beginning.
So
And we're
American
like, they're so
Bandstand
cheap.
type dancers.
Oh, yeah.
We're like, there's no way she flew them in, so we think it's probably like Dragon or something.
Yeah. So what's the event? like an evening to do, or?
It's American Bandstand theme.
So listen what we're doing. This is so cool. So the CEO who's going to play Dick Clark is the CEO of Arrington Oil. He went to school with these 6 other guys, and they've been best friends ever since high school, and they all have the same birthday month. So he's literally springing to do this big party at the Venetian. So they sent me pictures of them when they were in high school, and I said, why don't we do? I can't blow these up and put them on light boxes because the images will be,
a little too thin. Yeah.
So I said, what if we did a characterist photo in large of each of them, and then print that onto the light box.
Beautiful.
So the CEO's like, I love it. So they send me all these photos from high school, and people have written over their name. It's like from their high school yearbook, and people have written over, and I'm like, oh my God, you're killing me. And then I'm like, I need to know their eye color because we were going to do it in color. I'm like, I can't tell from the black and white what their eye color is. Can you help me out here?
Right.
So anyway, so she's, we're doing black and white. But it's going to be really cool, I think, on the light boxes.
That's awesome.
Because taking the high school, they went to school in the 50s, and I'm trying to take their crinkled pages of, and they have no, I'm like, how do you not have professional photos? I mean, of them now,
Yeah, right.
They're CEOs of major companies.
That's an awesome idea.
I think it's cool to do their high school photos, though.
That's an awesome idea. Do they have any of them together, like palling together?
Oh, I didn't ask her.
Just curious.
I'm working with this third party out of Dallas. When she used the word pin spot in the ballroom, I kind of went, okay, you're a major event planner.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
We don't pin spot. We do other things.
Right.
I haven't heard pin spotting.
We have movers. We have intelligent lighting. We have.
I haven't heard anybody call it pin spot lighting since I don't know. That's a good question. We need to ask Jim.
Yeah, you want to see if they need to take a break. Good idea. Yeah, their heads maybe.
Do you have a ticket? You're not going to win.
She's been since February working in our office. Have you ever been to our office yet? Well, let me tell you, she's transformed it. Because she loves to clean and organize. That like gets her off. She loves it. So we turned her loose, and now everything's labeled and it's.
Oh, don't you love those people?
Yeah, I'm hiring her to come to the house. Janelle's like, have her fix our garage.
That's
have her
not
do.
me. I like, please come and come
Yeah.
and pimp my house. I'm gonna wait. Salmon. Thank you.
They're both speaking, but he's going to have Patrick before he starts, And I go, did you tell him yet? He goes, no. I'm like, did you tell him?
You know what I thought of yesterday? And I was kicking myself that I didn't think of it 2 weeks ago. Kicking myself.
Wait, I better move over here.
And we can do this next year. Kicking myself. Why?
Jackie or I are going to hate you. So.
Okay. Why did we not have to pull the ticket and to make the announcement? Mark Chinook, the voice of Vegas Golden Knights, like the guy.
I don't know. You tell me.
Wouldn't that have been a great idea?
Yeah, I know him. I go to his Monday Star Club. I used to go every Friday.
I know. I didn't even think about it. I thought about it yesterday.
It's like walking in the store and telling everyone I want to buy a purse. Oh, you should have been here yesterday. We had a big sale.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that doesn't help me now.
I know. Wouldn't that
when you go to stores and people say that's my pet peeve.
Did you go to his space the other night?
No, I couldn't. No, it was
Wouldn't
like
that have been
later.
a great idea though? Like, because he had the voice, he could have done the whole.
Okay, yeah, keep rubbing it in, Jennifer.
Yeah. You know what? I'll tell you my pet peeve. I'm just about to go on stage, and someone says, "Oh, your hair's messed up." Dun dun dun, and I have to walk on stage. And now, all I'm thinking, my whole set is how bad is my hair.
Okay, my other pet
It'd be
peeve.
better not to tell me at all.
My other pet peeve is when I'm sitting there waiting for the elevator to open, and then just as it's opening, somebody else comes up and they get on first.
Oh yeah, right in front of you.
Major pet peeve.
Or parking space.
A lot of foreign people do that because they don't know personal space.
Right?
No offense. Are you not foreign, are you? But it's true.
I'm an Irish descent.
Oh, a lot of Irish people do that.
May I have some more iced tea, sir? He's like the whole lunch, and all I'm doing is asking you to pour iced tea.
Yeah, I can pour it now. It's not as...
Oh, there's bread. Does somebody want bread?
Yeah, of course.
I am so sorry. I've been a horrible host. I don't even let Jennifer give you a hug when she comes in. I'm like, Jennifer, I need you. There you go.
No, that's
And
her.
the butter?
That's her fault.
I know, right? I'm like, there's no time for casual conversation.
Here's the bread.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I shop at this really fun, like, I love thrift stores, and Faith Lutheran has the most amazing, because I look for, like, antique-ish stuff and antique purses, and I'll come in and I'll look around, they're like, you should have been here yesterday. And I collect anything rooster, I don't know why. We had an antique rooster lamb, it was so precious. You should have been here yesterday. I'm like, why do people do that?
Am I using my mic or I'm using that mic? Okay, good. All right. Well, yeah, because I'll have the thing. I'll kind of walk around. No bad, people are still eating. It's all right?
We do it all the time.
Okay, got it. Okay. All right. So I got 15 minutes.
Right.
Okay, awesome. That's terrible. I have to get everybody's attention now. No! Ring the bell, really? How do you do it? Oh. Really? Wow, that really works. Jim, you're so smart. You told me to ring the bell, and he said it'll work. So, hey, everyone. Just wanted to go over a few announcements for you guys before we, of course, do the very exciting drawing of the winning ticket. So, a few announcements here before we move on. First of all, we'd like to say a very, very huge thank you to Matt Lewis and Andrea Fortuno with Simon Will Entertainment. They're the ones that provided the beautiful showgirls. And this is Fulvia and Alex. Thank you guys so much for doing this. This is absolutely spectacular. Taking a quick photo. And by the way, Matt and Andrea were both headline performers here in Las Vegas as well. So a lot of us are building our businesses and giving back to the community as we do, as we love so much. And our showgirls are taking a little bit of a break, giving their heads a rest, and so they'll be back in a few minutes as well. And they are Fulvia and Alex, our wonderful ladies. And also, we'd like to announce the Cigar Social on October 5th, 2018. This is going to be at Tom Krob's house at 6 p.m. It says, sign up in the Green Book. Now, this is to raise money for the foundation. Come and have a great time and meet your fellow Rotarians. Have a wonderful time. The next announcement we have is for the canned food drive. And there'll be a collection canned by the badges over here. So please put loose change in the cans on your table and please donate. So you can take these cans back to your businesses and collect change at the businesses as they're going to raise money to buy other canned foods at a very, 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 very deep discount. So they're also going to collect canned foods, so you'll bring them in to the next meeting. And you're also going to raise money with the cans that you take back. Now, we are partnering with the Salvation Army. And by the way, you guys, who's up for a competition? Anybody up for a competition? We're competing with the Kiwanis Club for this. So just so you know, this is a competition. Go and raise that money, put money in those cans, bring the canned food drives, and let's beat the Kiwanis Club. And do some really, really wonderful things. And the last announcement of the for activities is the UNLV Tailgate. And when I asked Russ Swain, like, why should we go and be at the UNLV tailgate? He said, well, huh? It's what? Because of his rig? Well, I don't know about his rig. But he did say to come and have a great time, to come and fellowship, have a great time, and to enjoy, of course, support our UNLV Rebels. And now I know it's because of his rig. Forever I will know you, Russ, for your rig. So hey, so really quick. So as you guys know, listen. So as you guys know, I run a company called National Keynote Speakers. And so I book speakers, both business speakers and celebrity speakers, both here in Las Vegas, throughout the United States, and internationally. And our company loves to do research. And we love to do research on human behavior because that's a lot of what we do. So would you like to see something really, really interesting and something about human behavior? Raise your hands and say yes. Fantastic. Everybody stand up. Everyone stand up. It'll just be a moment. I heard the, oh boy. All right. All right, everyone. So if you can see me, what you're going to do is you're going to stand with your feet about hip length apart. And you're going to put your hands about a foot apart like this. And on the count of 3, you're going to clap your hands. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Good job. Good job. Okay, now this time you're going to clap your hands, but you're going to leave them there. So wherever your hands land, just leave them right there. Don't move your hands. So ready, 1, 2, 3. Awesome. So keep your hands there. And one of 3 things have happened. Number 1, your left thumb is over your right thumb is over your left thumb, or your thumbs are perfectly even. So now, those with your left thumb over your right thumb, raise your hand. Raise your hand high. Okay. So these are said to be the intellects of the group. The intellects. All right. Now those with your right thumb over your left thumb, raise your hands high. Raise your hands. All right. You guys are said to be the sexy or the sensual ones of the group. No switching thumbs, sir. No switching thumbs. Okay. Now, those of you who have thumbs equally together, raise your hands. Raise your hands, equal thumbs. Raise your hands high. Ladies and gentlemen, these people are dangerous. That's all there is to it. All right, have a seat, feeling great. All right, Captain Kirk, will you plug this in for me? Oop, shoot. Okay, so listen, so I'm not done here, so keep with me, guys. Keep with me. So the interesting thing is that growing up in Las Vegas, like I said, I'm very tied to this community. I love it dearly. And what I love even more are people who care about as much as I do and give back. And so, volume is up. And so when I asked what Rotary was all about, this is what I got. What is Rotary all about? Rotary is it's a way to give back to the community when you've done so well that you can give to the less fortunate. So it's a way of giving back when you're doing so well and how wonderful it makes you feel. And so when I was asked to sing a song, this is the song that I thought of, and hopefully it comes through. Here we go. Okay, I'm playing. There you go. There you go. Turn up just a little bit. Just a little bit. There you go. This is good. All right, good. A little bit more if you can. There you go. That's perfect. Let's do that. All right. Come on now. Come on. Clap your hands like this. Come on. Yes. Ain't got no troubles in my life. No foolish dreams to make me cry. I'm never frightened or worried. I know I'll always get by. I heat up, I cool down. I got work troubles in my life. No foolish dreams to make me cry. I'm never frightened, I'm never worried. I know, I'll always get by. I got the music in me, I got the music in me, I got the music in me. I got the music in me, I got the music in me, I got the music in me. I got the music in me, I got the music in me, I got the music in me. Hey, hey. I got music, I got music, I got the music, the written music, I got the music in me. Thank you. Thank you so much. So that's what I thought Rotary was all about. You guys have the music in you and you share it with this community, and I think it's absolutely spectacular. So thank you for all you do. Give yourselves a round of applause. So the most tickets that were sold was from this lady for this event? Is that true? So, ladies and gentlemen, the most tickets sold for this first-time fundraiser is this lady right here, Deb Granda. Please give her a big round of applause.
Let me know when you want me to bring the barrel.
Smile. Okay. Bring the barrel. Bring the barrel.
Bring the barrel now, and then
bring the barrel.
I have your Lowry's box. When you bring the barrel, we'll.
Yes, bring the barrel. So this is the thing. So this fundraiser was the brainchild of Jackie Thornhill, your president-elect. Jackie, what a wonderful idea. Give her a big round of applause, please. Jackie, stand up. What a wonderful thing you've done. Ladies and gentlemen, this has raised $25,000. $25,000. Fulvia and Alex are coming up as well. Thank you, ladies. Aren't they beautiful? Please give our showgirls a round of applause. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. All right. Do it. Yeah. Oh. Get Deb with the showgirls. Picture. Let's get a picture with Deb and the showgirls and the raffle thing. And the Rotary box. Where is it? Jim, where's the Rotary box?
Oh, the Lowry box. Yes.
The Lowry box.
Congratulations. Very happy to award you that. And because you did such a great job on ticket sales, you are this month's Rotarian of the Month. And I have a pin for you for that, too. No, did we get the pictures for you?
Picture. Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? No. Are you ready? Are you really ready? This is $10,000. That is not a $10,000 scream. Are you ready? That's what I'm talking about. Come on. All right. Oh, when you want to introduce.
Oh, sure. We have our speaker is also going to be our drawer today, Patrick Miller. If he would just spin it a couple times, and then there's a little door in there. You notice mine's taped to the door, so. And the winner is Corey Fagon. Corey Fagon, who is not present. Ticket number is 17. We do. Thank you. That's awesome. Cheers.
Short, nice vacation. Well, you can go to Bali now this time of year through the winter. 5, 6 nights, less than $1,000. Bali on Singapore Airlines. Pretty amazing.
Hi, Corey.
Yeah.
Hi, Corey. This is Jennifer Lier, and I'm here at the Las Vegas Rotary meeting at Lowry's. You're not here today.
I'm what? I got hit?
Hold on. We're here at the Las Vegas Rotary meeting, and we just pulled the raffle ticket, and darling, it was yours.
Stop it! You're kidding me! Oh my god! No way! Oh my god! It's a joke. You're not kidding, right? This is for real?
I promise I'm not kidding. I'm standing here in front of 100 people, and they're all looking at you.
Oh my god! I'm gonna cry. You don't know what a blessing this is. I need this so much. I just won $10,000. I'm so excited. My moving money. I'm so excited. How do I get that money?
She said, how do I get that money? Well, we have a giant check we're writing out to you, and they will calm down. Corey, breathe. Corey.
I can't breathe. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm just so happy. It made my whole day. Hugs to all those hundreds of people out there. Oh, I needed this. Oh, the universe is so providing me everything I need. Yes.
Okay.
How do I get in touch with you?
Okay, well, they have your number. Obviously, we called you. So we're going to have Jackie or Deb. Okay, Okay. Corey, I got to go. Corey, so we're going to call you. So Jackie... So Jackie or Deb will call you, and they'll tell you how to get the money. We're going to make a big check, and we'll do a big... Okay. Okay, Corey. You okay?
Okay. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
so I can sort of hear you.
Okay.
So tell me one more time.
Okay. So Jackie or Deborah is gonna call you. Somebody's gonna call you, and we're gonna let you know how to get the money. Okay, and then we're going through. Okay, and we're gonna write it. We're gonna write a really big check. This is on Facebook Live right now, just so you know. So you know this is for real. Okay, and we're gonna get this information to you. But are you gonna be okay? You gonna breathe? You okay?
Yeah, I'm trying to breathe.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Breathe. Okay, we're gonna take a picture and send it to you.
I have no idea.
I'm sure. Congratulations, my darling. Okay, everybody give her a big round of applause.
I would just like to thank Karen Wisenhunt for selling that ticket. So that was Karen's sale, and she's not with us today, but we'll make sure that she knows her ticket was sold, was the winner.
Well, I feel fulfilled and emotional, and now we're going to take some pictures. They're going to send it to Corey. They're going to get in touch with her, and her life is totally and completely blessed today. Thank you, everyone. Give yourselves a big round of applause for all the money you raised and how you participated in this. And what a wonderful moment. And now I'm going to turn it back over to Jim. Jim?
Thank you. Thank you so much for the song and everything today. It's been just great. Really appreciated everybody who's come and helped out. Many thanks, really. So at this time, it is my pleasure to introduce both Patrick Miller and Elizabeth Harlow. They are both from Park MGM. Patrick is a Notre Dame grad. He came to Las Vegas and decided that he wanted to get into gaming, entertainment, and hospitality. He's currently the president and chief operating officer of Park MGM, and he oversees the operation and guest experience at the hotel. Elizabeth has 20 years in marketing and branding experience, and she got her degree in London. Not sure why she left London, but it's okay. She's a committed New Yorker. We had a little discussion about that since I'm a big Philly guy. Maybe we'll throw down later. So she became enamored with the Bellagio, and she came here in 2014, and then in the fall of 2017, she joined the team at the Park MGM to begin the new branding of the hotel. And she's, are you going to speak first, Elizabeth? Patrick's going to speak first. Okay.
Thank you, Jim. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. I know you guys want to hear about Park MGM, but I have to comment a little bit about the meeting. I'm fortunate to be here. I haven't been fed and entertained like this in a long time. That was really, really fun. So, first of all, I never got to follow a Miss Nevada. I don't think that'll ever happen again. So, thank you. You were wonderful. Tremendous talent you have. And I didn't know your president. I thought he was having an Oscar Goodman moment with the two showgirls when Jim and the showgirls, but there was no martini on his table. So, it's good to be here. I love. What Jim didn't mention, I think it was in my bio, but born and raised here in Las Vegas, and love this town, love this community. And I was fortunate to actually go through RYLA, which was nominated, not at the time, nominated through this group in its history to go when I was a young gentleman or a young boy at that time, going through RYLA, and it was a great experience. And I think this city, I've got a great love for this city, as I know many of you do in this room, especially if you're born and raised here. But even if you've come here in the last couple years, I think you know it's a special place. There's very few places that can raise $25,000 relatively fast. And you think about what else this city's done with whether it's a brain institute or a cancer center, or you name the foundation or the special cause we need. There's something special about Las Vegas and this community coming together. And knowing that Rotary's been at the core for 96 years, am I 96, is that right? 90-some years. Think about that. I think about my short career here and life here in Las Vegas and what it was like growing up in the late 70s and kind of knowing what was going on. Imagine what it was like 96 years ago. And how special that is, and for this group to be there, you guys should be very proud. So thank you for letting me come and talk about something that I'm also passionate about, and I think is important to the city is our economic driver, the hospitality industry. It's I don't know how many times you get one of the industry, the hospitality industry, to come and speak with you, but it's a special place. We're always trying to reinvent Las Vegas and the next greatest thing, and I think that's what makes that mindset a very entrepreneurial and innovative spirit of the town is what's the new greatest thing. And we always elevate this town with those things. And I'm excited to talk today about Park MGM. And I'm going to open up with just a small video because I think anybody who's been in Vegas long enough knows how we usually do things in Las Vegas. And we did a little different here at Park MGM. So we'll show the video. we put that video together because it is different. Usually it's, start over. Let's blow something up and make a big show out of it and start over. And I think it's special. I'm honored and a little bit tired from trying to undertake this transformation of this property while remaining open. And if you know anybody that worked at Monte Carlo or is now working at Park MGM on a personal note, tell them they're doing a great job, because operating a property through a transformation of this level, our parent company, MGM Resorts, is spending just under $600 million on the project. And so that's a big change. It involved things like not having a pool for a summer. Obviously turning off the power and turning off water in certain times. And you can only imagine the guest experience of what that is for people that have to work there or the guests that have to stay there over that period. I think we had one restaurant for a while, or two restaurants. We had our casual dining was a Sbarro's, and our gourmet restaurant was a Sbarro's food court. Nothing wrong, but that's pretty much what we had for a while. And so as difficult as the transformation is, it's actually great to come and talk to individuals like you and people in the community, because if you haven't been there, you should walk through. There's nothing of Monte Carlo left. It really is a new place. We've touched every bit of public space, every bit of back of the house space has kind of been undertaken. So if it's for a park theater show, we just had Queen in there, or maybe it's anybody heard of a hockey team called Vegas Knights? They play next door, kind of in our front yard, backyard, and so if you go to a Vegas Knights game, it's a great time to come over and see this property and see how you can kind of transform something without destroying it. And there's a lot of things about reimagining, rather than just destroying it. And we love the term keeping our roots, and you'll see that when you walk into the lobby, and I got some photos later. But I think that's important to also the spirit of what we are as a company, looking at how do you look for resources and how do you remain sustainable. And I know that's important to this group as well. So I've also, Jim introduced Elizabeth, but I want her to come up because we get this question a lot, and she's much more eloquent than me about what is the brand, what is Park MGM, how is it different? Is it Bellagio 2.0, or is it like a Cosmo, or what is this, Cosmopolitan? And I think it's good to kind of see the brand because it is a slightly different approach. So with that, I'll turn over to Elizabeth.
Thank you, Patrick. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Harlow. I'm delighted to be with you here and spend some time with you and kind of give you an overview about Park MGM. And what I'd like to do before we get into the actual property is tell you a little bit about the brand. And I think that it's really important to understand where we came from and kind of what the motivation was behind building this brand and kind of what it means and what we stand for. So what I have here is our brand book. And all major brands have their version of a brand book. It's not about standards or process or procedure. It's much more about promises and values and the emotional connection that a brand is meant to build. It's meant to kind of convey who we are, what we do differently, and why people should care. So it's a lot about the positioning of the brand too. So with that, I will get right into it. And we like to say Park MGM is what happens when unexpected people and ideas collide. And for those of you who are not aware, we have partnered with a group called the Sidell Group. They are based in New York City. They have a very boutique approach to hospitality. Their hotels are about 200 to maybe 200 rooms. It's highly personalized, highly curated. And they've partnered with us, right? MGM Resorts International, the largest employer in Nevada, real powerhouse in the gaming and entertainment arena. So I think when we told people that we were partnering with each other, I think a few people were kind of scratching their heads and saying, how are these two entities really going to work with one another? So before we launched Park MGM, we wanted to really get an understanding if this is a brand or an experience that people would travel to Las Vegas for, if it was something that people actually wanted. We didn't want to build a brand just based on our gut instinct. We wanted it to be data-driven. So when we were doing that research, and obviously the research showed that there was a need and a desire for a brand like Park MGM, we uncovered what we call a couple of truths. The first one is our brand truth. So we like to say we provide at Park MGM intimacy, but at scale. So when you do come over to Park MGM, and I hope you all do, you'll see that we have a very intimate approach to an experience on the Strip. We're 3,000 rooms, which in Las Vegas is small, which always, the scale of everything here is just, coming from New York, again, we're, a big hotel, like the biggest in New York City was 1,200 rooms, and here a 3,000 room hotel is considered small. You'll find that it's intimate, that we've got nooks, we've got crannies, we have moments that are very unexpected and very atypical from what a Las Vegas experience would be. So that's what we say, we provide intimacy at scale. We also like to say that inspiration is the new souvenir. People are traveling more, they're craving these experiences that they can take with them. They want to be inspired. It's less about conspicuous material consumption and more about kind of collecting those moments that inspire you. You'll see, again, as I mentioned, I hope you do come and visit us, that we like to say we cultivate the original. We have a tremendous amount of art within our property. We have a very deliberate approach to the pieces that the property is curated with, not only in the public space, but also in all of the rooms, in all of our restaurants. We have a very high appreciation for artists, for creatives, and the like. And that leads me to this next slide, and this is our target audience. We've termed our target audience as the Iconoclast. It's a made-up word, but us marketers like to make up words. But really, it's the creative class, right? The people, we love artists, we love writers, we love musicians, actors, actresses. That's our target audience. And we've done everything, the whole approach that we've done is really kind of with this guest in mind, who didn't, what we were seeing from the research, really have a home or a place to go in Las Vegas. So that's kind of what we were driving home. We also think that inspiration is contagious. So certainly today, and learning more about Rotary today has been inspiring to me, and that in turn, hope will inspire myself to do something similar. So I think that's how creative energy spreads, right? Inspiration can be contagious. And then every brand has those 3 key words that really sum them up very succinctly and very clearly. And ours are, we are a romantic. We are passionate. We're not afraid to show our passion. We are intrepid. I always say, I know that I'm part of something very special at Park MGM. What we're doing is so different than anything else in the market. And I think that we are surprising and we're breakthrough. So that's what we mean when we say we are intrepid. And lastly, we're alive. We want to be human. We want to not be anonymous and huge in scale. We want to be approachable and alive and evolve with culture. And then lastly, we have 3 brand promises. We always want to be a patron of creativity. As I mentioned before, whether that's the artists that we have chosen to be part of the experience, to hosting live music series or vinyl sessions, or any kind of platform that we can provide to artists, primarily in Las Vegas, but of course around the world as well. Always find the small within the big, and that's what I referenced before, that intimacy at scale. We have these beautiful little rooms and moments that are so unexpected from a Las Vegas integrated resort. And with that, our TV commercial is very exciting. It's coming out next week. I can't believe it. It's been something that's been a year in the making. We will be on broadcast TV. You'll see us, I hope, or else I haven't done my job. But that launches next week. And you'll see also on our TV commercial, you will not think it's for a Las Vegas resort. It is very different. It is highly creative. There's a very sweet voiceover coupled with broad, sweeping vistas. So paradox sparks inspiration. There is kind of a tension there that you'll see in the TV commercial. But keep an eye out for it. And I close on this slide, and then I'll turn it back over to Patrick. But this kind of sums up who we are and who we're not. Again, we're a very different brand than what Las Vegas knows. We're subtle, and we're playful, and we're curious. We don't take ourselves too seriously. We're not cocky. We're not shape shifting or offensive. So really this kind of defines who we are and who we're not, and you'll see it. Please come visit us. You'll see that the Park MGM experience is very, very different, and I think you'll find it very surprising. And as Patrick mentioned, you will not recognize it from the old Monte Carlo. It has changed dramatically, and I am thrilled, absolutely thrilled to be there because I do think it's very special. So with that, I can turn it back over to Patrick. That's the brand. Now Patrick's going to walk you through the property and where we are. So Patrick.
That was great. Thank you very much. I love that last slide with the what we are and not. Because I think so much of Las Vegas has been built around that arresting, kind of jarring component of maybe shock value to some degree. And I think we drew, and Elizabeth mentioned the sweeping vistas and the commercial and that. We drew a lot on the locale and the desert and the artists we chose and what a little bit about more of the authenticity of what Las Vegas is, and drew on at least certainly drove a lot of the decisions we make to stay true to this town and what we do, which has been exciting. So this is our lobby. I'm going to just do kind of a visual walkthrough as a guest as you would maybe come in through. Notable here, obviously, is that Elizabeth mentioned the artwork. There's two big pieces here. One is artist Enrique Oliveira out of Brazil, who does, this is probably one of his smaller sculptures of wood he obtained through the desert and built this kind of a root system. And I always love to say that because it goes back to that keeping our roots, changing our leaves, and it stayed the core, and it kind of anchors our main lobby area. And there's another work behind there, which is a dual medium, really cool artist that painted, and then another artist was a graphic digital artist. And together, separately, they look like a really bad TV screen and a really bad painting, but together it creates this slight animation of sitting under a tree canopy. 1 second, I know I'm going. So notable of this, and talk about a 3,000 room hotel, we're the first property for MGM Resorts to really get rid of a front desk and go to an automated kiosk. We have not replaced service. We added a whole service level to have a person there to help that process. But at the end of the day, we've kind of changed check-in, which was our number one thing, from about a 10 to 15 minute process to about a 3 to 7 minute process. So depending on when you come. So that's been a big change for there. Here's some side shots of the room. Again, residential feel. You see some of the artwork here that really plays a role into something that you would have in your house that you may create some photo. Rather than what normal hotels usually have done, you buy 3,000 of the same photo and you slap it on the left wall across the TV. And there's about 30 different schemes throughout the room. Some of the artwork obviously repeats, but in the end of the day, it's much more dynamic than what you would see. Another look. We also changed the setup of the room. Traditional, it was you have your bed and you place it directly across the TV, and then you put the desk over there in the corner. And we changed it up. Obviously, TVs are now flat screen, and so you put those against a wall. You make the bed adjacent, and you can create a great sitting area here that allows you to watch TV or sit down. Gone is the traditional desk. We know a lot of our travelers, and again, data-driven, they're doing a lot of work off of their mobile devices, sitting on a couch, sitting in their bed, maybe typing out some emails. So that's been a big change. Here's a shot of our pool. We redid the pool. We used to have a lazy river and a wave pool and kind of what I call the sleepy lagoon. Much more exciting now. Let's come in. Another look at that pool scene. Again, it's a lot more refined. Don't think day club or the heavy thumping music. Much more relaxing atmosphere. So obviously all the restaurants got done. Right off adjacent to that lobby check-in where that Roots artwork piece was is our 3-meal-a-day dining, what we call Primrose. Really more of a restaurant style. Here's the exterior of Primrose. So it's got a great patio garden. For those of you that go to Vegas Knights games, we're doing kind of a fully family wine tailgater here before the game. So it's a good place to stop off and before you go into the game, a little pregame. Bavette's. Anybody been to Bavette's here? Yes. Wow, right? Wow. I should get, it is a great experience. It's a Chicago classic. I don't want a classic. It's a new classic in Chicago because there's a lot of great steakhouses in Chicago. None of the photos do this justice. I always feel like I go back, not just in a different place or city, I go back in time. It's a really special experience. So bring your reading glasses and a flashlight too. It's a little dark in there, but it's really fun. Here's a shot of a bar off of that, kind of a great cocktail lounge, Juniper Lounge. And the premise of this lounge, obviously, high-end drinks. I was talking with Michael at our table, and he said, I used to go see Frank Sinatra for $10. I don't think you can get a drink here for less than $15, but it's great. It's 20. Is it 20? I think it was 12. Anyway, there's one of the cocktails there, but Vegas has certainly changed. But it's a great place, and almost all the cocktails are highly Instagrammable kind of moments where they're special. Here's our sports bar. Another unique component of what we've done here, at least for our company. We combine two great things, the sports bar and the sports book. Two great things that I think are symbiotic and go together. And so our sports book and our sports bar are actually one unit called Moneyline. And it's really fun. Fun place to go during a game, pre-post, and watch whatever you need. So that's where we're at today. All the rooms are done, the Park MGM rooms. Most of the public space is done. Of course, we have Park Theater. If you haven't seen a show there, it's been done for a while. And I thought, while I have some time, is to bring you up to speed of what's left, because we really finish at the end of this year and give you a little timeline of what's left. Nomad, which is the top 4 floors of Park MGM, is our hotel within a hotel. And the best way I've been able to describe it, people who know Las Vegas, think of how Four Seasons lives in Mandalay Bay, where it's got a separate arrival, separate check-in, separate elevators that go up to those rooms. You don't really know you're in this big tower until you go up there. It seems like a small Four Seasons. Nomad is like that. 292 rooms. This is our partners out of New York that they've got their flagship hotel there. All hardwood floors throughout the rooms. This is a rendering of the classic room, kind of the standard room you come in. And obviously tons of suite product in there as well. Also at Nomad, do we have Nomad restaurant there? We might not. Okay, so Nomad is also known for their restaurant, helmed by Daniel Hume and Will Gadara, who also run another little restaurant called 11 Madison Park, recently named #1 restaurant in the world. These guys know how to cook and know how to entertain, and Nomad, there are other restaurants like top 50 in the nation, so really good. We're bringing them to Las Vegas. Roy Choi, you might know this guy, also known as the Son of LA. He kind of resurgence of the food truck and the renaissance of food truck in Los Angeles. And he does a Korean hybrid, and he's going to come in and do a sit-down restaurant with us here at Park MGM. And he opens in, I should talk about, Nomad is, first rooms come online October 12th, really the grand opening November 9th. Roy Choi is in mid-December. These guys look a lot alike. They're twins. The Houston brothers are a nightclub empire out of Los Angeles. They've got 14 different spots down there, but not mega clubs, velvet ropes, very experiential, very intimate settings, where it's really an experience, not a mega nightclub. And they're building a place called On the Record here at Park MGM, which will open on New Year's Eve weekend. And then finally, really the capstone of the project, other than Lady Gaga, she's also coming, she's part of that capstone, is Italy at the end of the year. And hopefully some of you may know or not know that product. It is really a Italian marketplace that really does everything retail, food and beverage components. And this sits right on the Las Vegas Boulevard, and it is a major attraction. We've gotten the most kind of commentary and feedback how exciting as we look at groups coming in that they're excited about Italy coming in. If you haven't seen one, there's about 40 worldwide. I think there's 4 in the U.S., 2 in New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles just opened. This will be the 5th outlet in the U.S., and every one of them very highly successful, so we're excited to bring that here at Italy. So that's a quick review of the property. Do we have time for questions, or do you have? Oh, perfect. Great questions. I know there's a hard 1:30 out. I don't want to get in trouble. Do you need a mic? Sorry.
Patrick, can you hit on the ideation? Because that and the Madison is my favorite aspects.
Thanks, Janice. Appreciate that. So we original meeting space at Monte Carlo was about 30,000 square feet. We've more than doubled that when you think about the space, but we didn't want to just double banquet space. There's a lot of rooms and restaurants you can use space like you are here at Lowry's, but we wanted to look for innovative space that meeting planners all over the world are looking for. And and that's another Vegas component of what do we need to do different. And there's two spaces that we decided on. One is what we're referred to as what we call our Madison Meeting Center. And it's really an all-inclusive model for the meeting planner. They would come in, and rather than we basically, you pick your menu and go through, there's a set menu that is set every day. And your meeting group was really like a low-frills meeting component where you come into the room, do what you need to do. Maybe it's launch a product. Maybe it's inform your team about a new issue that you're working on or new staffing development. And so it's really about effective meetings. So meeting planners love this because it's not about the pomp and circumstances of linen tables and how am I going to decor the room. The room is fully functional, what we like to call plug and play. And that's really what meeting planners want to do is I want to get in, get the information across to the team or the group that I'm with, make sure they're fed and ate, and then get out the door. And so we love that product. The other product she mentioned was our ideation lab. And this is more of that Fortune 500 company or the select group that wants to go in there and really take your team and envelop them and own that experience for, hey, we're gonna do a major strategic planning of our company or our business, or really figure out some deals where you're going to have to come together and maybe break apart for special components to kind of solve some problems with the goal of maybe spending 2-3 days at Park MGM and coming out there a different company or a new company or figure out how to take over another company. And that's really what Ideation Lab is about spawning that creativity that Elizabeth talked about amongst a small group. So thank you for teeing that up for me. Appreciate it.
I had a question here. Yeah. So I just want to give you some feedback as a local who just recently visited there. Beautiful eye candy, really nice job. But as I walk in there, I didn't find like any compelling reason that I'd want to come back. It seemed like everything that was being done was to try and draw you out to the T-Mobile Plaza where there was much more excitement and restaurant choices and everything else, and kind of just a coffee shop and a steakhouse. As a local, it wouldn't drive me there. Although I walked inside Bavette's, it was beautiful in there. But, there's every place here has got a steakhouse. I miss what was at the original Monte Carlo, which was a Chinese restaurant and a Mexican restaurant, and steak, and a sports pub. And, there's none of that variety there. But I can see how, a guest coming in from out of town and the attractions of the rooms would be there. So my question is basically, are you really trying to attract locals there? Because I don't think you've got the kind of magnet that the other casino properties along the Strip really have to try and
great question. What was your name?
Let's see.
No,
Steve.
Is it Steve?
Jim Kohl, that's my name.
Chip, thank you. Chip,
I'm teasing you.
Chip, thank you for your question, and more importantly, thank you for your honesty and transparency. I'm sure everyone in here loves parking by MGM Resorts, right, on the Strip. No one loves that. That's not a popular thing. So I embrace unpopular questions and maybe difficult things. You're right. We're not a locals destination per se. I mean, it's not, most of Las Vegas Strip wasn't designed for that. If you look at I don't want to call them competitors, but in the market, if you look at Stations or Boyd or someone who really caters to that clientele, it's much different things. Movie theaters, higher level of video poker, different level of restaurants. You notice we didn't talk about a buffet. So we aren't specifically meant for that. However, there's a lot more to come. I touched on a couple restaurants. Italy is not one restaurant. Italy is about 15 restaurants within Italy. Roy Choi's one. I didn't mention La La Noodles as a Chinese. We do have a couple other spaces behind doors I haven't really talked about for plans to invest in some other restaurants. But we know we're going to expand our restaurant component there. And I do believe locals come to T-Mobile and they're going to want to go to Park MGM. So that's part of the push on that too, is knowing that. So thank you, Chip. I appreciate the question. I hope next time you're on property I can walk you around. That's good. We're good. That's good. It's not Chip.
One more question.
Oh, sorry.
You have mentioned a while ago that you are facing off the front desk. So how secured is that when you're checking in or filtering people, for security purposes?
Yeah, so security is at the utmost, and I think everyone knows, identity fraud is rampant in the world and what happens. So it's not unlike an airport check-in component where there's security protocol with credit card and identification. I think the one key point is we actually require for Nevada Housing to have identification to know who's staying in our rooms. So there is a check on that through the process of recording that component. So the kiosks are set up in a way to kind of hide where other people, where if you have financial, none of that credit card information comes up. The room key itself is not, it's really spit out of, you get your number and you don't get a ticket or anything with your number on it, and then your key just comes out. So there's separation there, so no one knows that Patrick Miller is staying in room 27 or whatever it may be. So there are security protocols in place as well. So thank you.
Thank you so much. That's the time we have for now. But I'd like to present each of you with a Share What You Can award, and it's a certificate, and we will give a meal to a needy veteran in your name. So thank you for coming. We really appreciate it. Thank you. If you are a member of the fundraising committee, would you please stand up? All fundraising committee members, please stand up. We should have a round of applause. They did really good work and raised a ton of money, so thank you very, very much. Okay, so as we leave here today, let us go forth in the world in peace. Be of good courage. Hold fast to that which is good. Render to no one evil for evil. Strengthen the faint-hearted. Support the weak. Help the afflicted. Honor all persons. Love and serve each other, rejoicing in the fellowship of Rotary. Be people of action. Be the inspiration. Meeting adjourned.